Hi there everyone. In this video we will be talking about double circulation. Double circulation occurs in mammals. So there are two circulations occurring simultaneously in the human body, the systemic circulation and the pulmonary circulation. Both forms the double circulation. So let's get into this with the help of very basic shapes. Here I am drawing a rectangle which represents the right side of your heart, and this red rectangle on the right side represents the left side of your heart. The right side of the heart, or the blue side, deals with the deoxygenated blood, whereas the red side of the heart deals with the oxygenated blood. The pulmonary circulation occurs between the lungs and the heart, whereas the systemic circulation occurs between the body and the heart. So let's label the rectangles. So this is right atrium, and below it is right ventricle, the left atrium and the left ventricle. The right atrium of the heart receives the deoxygenated blood from the body, from where it pushes down the blood into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood is then sent to the lungs for oxygenation. From the lungs, the oxygenated blood is received back into the heart to the left atrium. The left atrium then pushes the blood into the left ventricle, from where the oxygenated blood is sent to the body for oxygen use. This completes your one cycle of double circulation, both the systemic and the pulmonary. If you notice, in this one cycle, the heart is receiving the blood twice, one from the body into the right atrium, and the second time from the lungs into the left atrium. Let's draw a flowchart of this really quickly. So we started from the right atrium. The blood is received into the right atrium and is then pushed into the right ventricle, from where it goes to the lungs for oxygenation, and after which it is received back into the heart to the left atrium, from where it goes to the left ventricle, and from there it is supplied to the whole body for oxygen need. Now when the blood is entering into the heart, the opening of the right atrium is guarded by a muscular tissue which is known as SA node, or the pacemaker of heart. The opening between the right atrium and the right ventricle is guarded by valves, which is known as tricuspid valve. Basically, valve functions to prevent the backflow of the blood. Similarly, when the blood is moving out from the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery, this opening is guarded by pulmonic valves or the semilunar valves. Remember that the deoxygenated blood from right ventricle is carried to the lungs by pulmonary artery. Although it is an artery, but because it is carrying the blood away from the heart, it is named as pulmonary artery. The oxygenated blood from the lungs is carried back to the left atrium by pulmonary vein. From the left atrium into the right ventricle, this opening is guarded by mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. The aorta is the largest artery in the body and carries the blood away from the heart from the left ventricle. So let's just label this diagram. So this is pulmonary vein. This is the aorta from the left ventricle. This is your vena cava, the largest vein in the human body. There are two vena cavas, the superior and the inferior vena cava. So let's write down this for you to remember. Artery is equals to away. That means artery always carry the blood away from heart. They both start from AA. So this is your double circulation, the pulmonary plus the systemic. When we talk about one atrium, we call it atrium, that is singular. When we talk about both the atriums, we call them atria. This little animation shows the perfect labeling of circulation of blood through the heart. That winds up the double circulation